Good day, world. N2uitive Nsights back to drop a what? A fire video. Let's flame up, right? Let's turn up on this lovely topic. Pythagoras. Vegetarianism. What? I thought vegetarianism and veganism just started this past 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? Isn't this some new phenomenon? Come on. How many of us know about the sages? The ancient sages, some of them. The sages that didn't even want to be called sages. So they came up with the word philosophy. Philosopher. Meaning, lover of wisdom. That's how humble they were, right? Humility, being humble is a beautiful thing. They were called sages at one time. Pythagoras, Socrates, right? Plato. And along their journey, they didn't want to be called a sage. They considered themselves lovers of wisdom, which embodies the word philosopher. So I'm here to tell you, in this kind of new age spirituality world we're living in, the ancient sages already knew about all of this. Okay? As I state in my other videos, there's nothing new under the what? Right? The sun. Wherever it is, east, west. It's almost towards the west right now. There's nothing new under the sun. So Pythagoras, I'm here to tell you, about 2,500 years ago, right? He was born 500 BC, around that time, before Christ. Was a vegetarian himself. His followers were vegetarians. Okay? He was a wonderful, beautiful mathematician. Understood mathematics, how they govern the universe. They govern nature. They govern our body. Right? Was a thinker, not a stinker. Alright, y'all? Loved mathematics. Loved nature. Had some beautiful, lovely, wonderful quotes that I'm going to reference because I'm dropping a fire insight. Okay, y'all? Vegetarianism is becoming almost mainstream at this point. Do you smell the vegetables? Go into Dunkin' Donuts. Ooh, they got a vegetarian turkey sausage option, right? So it's a vegetarian sausage option. Every restaurant you go into now in 2020 has vegetarian options that are substitutes to the historic meats that we used to consume. Y'all with me? But I'm here to tell you this isn't some new find. We're on the wheel in life, right? We're back kind of circling maybe that era of Pythagoras and Socrates and philosophy and spirituality as it's becoming more mainstream, right? The Joe Dispenzas, Dr. Joe Dispenza, the Sadhgurus of the world are becoming more mainstream. Millions of followers. Spirituality, veganism, vegetarianism is becoming mainstream. Pythagoras knew of this. He instilled into his community, as they would commune, the importance of not eating meat. He has a famous quote here, and I'm going to reference it here, okay? So if I look down, stay with me. It's just going to be for a brief moment. He had stated, as long as man continues to be the destroyer of the lower beings, he will know no health or peace. The lower beings, animals, he will know no health or peace. For as long as man massacres animals, they will kill each other. So think about how profound that is. Think about how profound that is, those statements. If we looked at nature that way, if we looked at animals that way, if we looked at the actual anger and frustration and hysteria amongst men and humanity at times, he references it back to what we consume, what we do to animals. Because his thought process and the way he taught his followers were the fact that animals that we see that we then kill, that we then consume, are actually beings, human beings that come back, beings that never die. They pass away, energy comes back possibly as an animal. That was his thought process, right? So consequently, he avoided eating meat because he treated them as a being no different. Human beings were a being. We could be more of a supreme being, correct? We were made in God's image. And there's animals. But they're still beings, and that's how he treated it. That's how he looked at it, y'all. Okay? Vegetarianism, Pythagoras. We're talking 2,000 some odd years ago. They knew of this. The Mediterranean. They understood the importance of taking care of animals, the lower beings, not slaughtering and massacring these animals. But I want to quickly go back to that. I was going to call it scripture because it's almost scripture, right? The quote, "For as long as man massacres animals, they will continue to kill each other." And that's profound. I get asked all the time. I've been a vegetarian for almost 3 years now. Why did you become a vegetarian? Right? Why did you become a vegetarian? And my thought process, my mental thought process here is along the lines with Pythagoras, hence why I'm making this video. I truly believe as we massacre animals more, as we call hunting, right, a hobby, we will continue to kill each other. It's no difference, right? It's only difference because of a societal norm that we've bought into and created, not understanding the consequences of those actions, right? But we're moving differently. And that's also why I'm making this video, y'all. I want to parallel this time to the time of Pythagoras, right? The time of ancient sages and philosophy and philosophers. So many people out there are making these videos talking about the age of Aquarius. And we're moving into those golden ages. And a lot of that representation is made up in humanity's actions towards animals. As we observe with our own eyes how the treatment of animals and the reservation of slaughtering these animals is taking place, and people taking on more of a vegan, vegetarian diet, it's a reflection of a change. Right? We are the universe, each one of us. Right? So as we take on those changes spiritually, and we treat the lower beings better, right? It's going to create a better environment for the whole, for the masses. You know, some people use the word karma. Karma is not really used, as I've studied that word, correctly. Okay? It's more or less what we do, whether it be to each other or to a lower being, is energy that's recorded. Okay? That action is taking place. You've put that energy out. So expect that energy to come back in some form. Okay? So by us treating animals at a better level and us taking on the vegetarian approach, it's creating a better karma for the world, better karma for yourself, better karma for humanity. Okay? Pythagoras knew this. Nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun, y'all. And we can reference some of the beautiful artwork. I call their work artwork. The beautiful minds that they have. Those minds exist today. Those minds exist out there today. Study them. They knew what we should know today, and more people are catching on to this. That having reverence for lower beings creates more reverence on ourselves. What we consume without essentially having blood on your hands by eating meat will better yourself, your humanity, in the following generations. You're creating better karma, as I alluded to. Okay, y'all? That's my insight, right? Why are you a vegetarian? Why was Pythagoras a vegetarian? Right? He's known as an ancient sage. Sage meaning a person of vast wisdom. Right? In those days, they would call them the highest degree of intellect, the doctors and doctors of today. They were the ancient sages of wisdom, which is more precious than diamonds, gold, any type of resource in the world, right? They knew this. So y'all, I'm going to turn down. We turned up. Thank you for always tuning in. Like, comment, share it, subscribe it. Much love, N2uitive Nsights.